First of all, with respect to star power, I have none.
I think ego happens because of insecurities and lack of trust.
And I told Vasan sir that, I think I need to do this kind of film, and after that, that kind of film. My journey needs to be like that. Radhika will do this, Radhika will do that. And he scolded me like how? He made me sit down and he was like, what is wrong with you?
In your career, you can't take yourself too seriously. I think that's the most important thing on earth for any career. You just cannot take yourself too seriously.
So I came for the idea of acting. I came to enjoy the process of acting.
Hello everyone, my name is Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. I hope you're safe and your family and friends are all right. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. It's interesting when reality sort of meets the real world. And that's what you've tried to create here with the team of Spotlight. I would like to start the question with Harsh. You've been someone who's always said that you wouldn't choose the norm that they say, and your work has been different in its own way. So for an actor like that to get into a film where the main character is having an existential crisis and finding it difficult to find out whether he's truly an actor or just a hero, was that very interesting? And have you had similar discussions with yourself and you started off as to, will this happen to me earlier? Will this happen to me in my career? That, the difference between the star and the actor.
I think that we, as artists, we kind of all go through insecurities, I think it just comes with the territory of kind of being a creative person, kind of, especially when you're an actor and you're kind of the face of the film, really. You have to kind of maybe compromise sometimes and do things that you wouldn't to kind of further your career, etc. My journey has obviously been very different from Vikram Arora's in the film. So I've, like you said, somebody that's kind of started off doing alternative films. I think Vikram Arora is somebody that's shot to superstardom doing the typical mainstream kind of work. If you see the posters of his film Ruk 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 within our film Spotlight and the film that he's kind of shooting for, if you've seen the film, they're kind of like traditional kind of in a way. I think that Spotlight is definitely very much in line with the kinds of films that I would like to do, and I've kind of been lucky enough to do those so far. And I think no matter how successful you are, or if you're at the top or the bottom, the insecurities are they're always there, but they're just kind of different. I don't really know. I didn't really think about it so much. I maybe that's a bit naive or idealistic in a way, but I didn't really try and strategize it. I just kind of really wanted to do Mirzya, and then I really wanted to do Bhavesh and work with Vikram. And I kind of realized very quickly, even before I became an actor, that my sensibilities don't really align to traditional kind of, films here. And so I'm always going to be worried about that. I'm always going to be insecure about that. And that's just the way that it's going to be, so there's never going to be like a comfortable moment. And I think that's good because it just pushes you to kind of do better. And it's very interesting when that you say that, because when I signed my first two films, that was 2014-15, there was no OTT, there was nothing. It was just your Anil Kapoor son, and you're going to be a hero and you have to be a star. That was it. And all films were kind of marketed the same way with music and songs, and I think filmmakers were kind of limited when they had budgets because they had to kind of simplify the way that they told the story to kind of reach out to a larger audience. But I knew that my first two directors wouldn't do that, and I knew that they wouldn't treat me like a hero or a star. I would just be a character in a film, which is exactly what I wanted. And it was a great way to learn. And it's very interesting that that's kind of how I started. And now the whole world has changed around us anyway in the last year and a half or two, without when I really thought that it wasn't, so I think it's a great time to kind of want to be an actor. And, just even working with somebody like Chandan, who's such a master, like so good at what he does, you just kind of realize how far you have to go, how much I have to kind of learn and how much I kind of have to better myself, and like he said in an earlier interview, it just comes with practice and time, and I think I've learned a lot from just kind of acting with Chandan to know kind of whether, where the bar is, and to kind of work overtime and get there. And Radhika is also so brilliant. To kind of be with Radhika as well has taught me a lot. And Akansha's energy, and how vivacious she is, and Vasan's ability to kind of just put you in interesting situations, but do it in a way where you feel comfortable, so you push yourself. So what I'm trying to say is that it's a constant progression. And also what my father told me is, just because people liked you in a last film or your last one or two films, there's no guarantee that they're going to like you in your next. So that like, even if I look at my father now, after being in the industry for 3 or 4 decades, we did a film together now called Thar, which will come out later this year. And we also did a film called AK versus AK. So I've been through that process of us both preparing for our roles. He is as anxious or as nervous as any newcomer, even now, So if you're kind of chasing that, you're always going to kind of be on your toes. And I think that's a really beautiful way to live.
Fair enough.
That answer.
Akansha, yeah. Akansha, you've had a very interesting year, and like I said, you've had the time to soak it all in as well. But I also want to understand, because again, you come from a family where you have actors around you, you have Alia, you have a sister, you have other people. Have you all actually, how do you make yourself not be delusional about how good you are? How do you manage to do that? Have you all sat and discussed that, okay, we're pretty popular, and especially you got a taste of it after Guilty, and you have, like I said, your friends like that. How do you keep yourself grounded and close to reality and not be delusional and let it get to your head?
I think if a group of people are firstly having the conversation that, listen, we are pretty popular, they're in an environment. I think it's also a lot to do with just as a person, as the person you are, your upbringing, etc. And then you take it in your career. You can't take yourself too seriously. I think that's the most important thing on earth for any career. You just cannot take yourself too seriously, and you're good, but you're not better than anyone else. And that's all you need to know. And you're replaceable, and that's a fact. Like, these are just facts, okay? And you just know that you love what you do and you keep doing it. Like, no thinking beyond. I think not being in your head is what most people who are doing well and are grounded will say. Like, I don't think anyone knows what they are, think about what they are. They do their job, they go home and they hang out with their friends, and you go to work again the next day. I think it's as simple as that.
Just to kind of build on what Akansha said also, is like, like, there's no planning, I think, with me anymore. It's just like, this is the film that I'm doing now, and I'm very, very lucky and blessed that these people saw something in me to cast me in this film. And I hope I can deliver, otherwise it's not going to be good. And that's it. You don't know where you're going to land after a film. Everything is unpredictable. And I always kind of, what makes me feel really good is, I tell myself I'm an actor now, but I really don't know how long I'm going to be, doing this. This is just something I'm doing now because I'm lucky enough to do it. And it's a blessing. It really is a blessing that we kind of get to live this life. And I think we'll kind of keep acting until people kind of want us, and the only way that that's going to happen is if we keep kind of improving and striving for more. But there are no guarantees, and we just have to try our best to live in the moment,
Yeah, you're lucky enough to get to do what you love. So just
exactly.
And do that. Yeah.
So tell me, Vasan, in Spotlight, there's a part where you see the director, trying to play to the ego of the actor, to trying to boost him up. Is that also one of the main reasons why you choose to work with actors who don't have that, and what has been your experience in so many years when you've been in the industry about this?
I don't think it doesn't have to be how big or small an actor is. I think it is the conditioning and the trust between the filmmaker and the actor. And if it is there, it doesn't matter where the filmmaker is at in his or her career and where the actor is. I think if that trust is there, I think ego doesn't really happen. I think ego happens because of insecurities and lack of trust, and which is where you're not sure where the take is going, where the film is going, if you're rightly presented or not. I think those things create a problem. Otherwise, I think the big stars who have been stars for a while, I think there is a reason why they're out there, right? And also, in that position, because I think when they collaborate, there is at least consistently, not getting on to the nerves or not consistently giving a bad experience, which is why they are there, right? And the output also kind of mirrors the process. I don't, I personally have never had really a bad experience, touch wood, from anyone. Like even the no one actually in my memory, or even the ones where I've assisted Anurag. I think we learned from there that the trust needs to be mutual. You need to completely trust your actor, and if it is reciprocated, then usually the process is smoother. Obviously, one never knows how the film lands and all that, but at least the process needs to be joyful. And you shouldn't be going losing sleep over कल क्या होने वाला है, मेरे line कटेंगे क्या, उस actor को better. Yeah, I think if you don't create an environment like that, I think yeah, the process is lovely.
So there were never any incidents that you felt like you could put it while you were making this film, like instances that might have that you observed. Have there never been any real life inferences?
In real life, no. Yeah. So I personally am never really that confrontational. So I don't know how to tell people this is what I want. I think I rather approach it as a team. This is what we want, and this is what we would like to explore, and that is how go about making the film. So I think it's the personality also, and how you want to kind of uh, be empathetic towards the process. And at the end of the day, I would love to, like, after a day's good day shoot, just sleep well. And with all the niggling insecurities and politics, I don't think one harms oneself as well. So if one doesn't have the stamina, it's best to be like crystal clear, and just be respectful and kind to everyone. Yeah. And hope we end up making a good film as well.
Radhika, I really felt you were having fun with the character. You worked towards not being stereotyped, because in this industry you easily get that, right? You, especially when you came from TV and all of that, and you broke that, and today you sort of made a space for yourself where you can fit into anything. Tell me, are things as rosy as I'm making it, or what are your issues that you face as an actor now? Because you've managed to do that, which is like a huge thing in the beginning for you.
So I always have a blast with Vasan sir, and I know that जो भी मैंने prep किया होगा वो set पे जाके बदलने वाला. Like I'm mentally prepared for that, because I experienced that in मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता. So my thing was that I just need to be mentally prepared. I need to do my work, and when I go on the sets, then वो ऐसे छोड़ देते हैं कि अभी ये कर लेते हैं, अभी वो कर लेते हैं, चलो लाइनें चेंज कर देते हैं, अरे ये बंदा आ जाओ, अरे ऐसे कर लेंगे. So that is such a ride for me, and it gives me so much high. I can't even tell you. I always, like, whenever I work with Vasan sir, उसके अगले दिन मुझे हमेशा लगता है कि shit यार, I feel that I've become a better actor. या कुछ तो मैंने अपने अंदर ही explore किया है. So I never miss out on that opportunity. So when he called me up, I had not heard the script, but I said yes because it's Vasan sir and it's his madness. So yeah, the journey has been great till now. Yeah, I just love living different lives, and I just want to live different lives. I don't want people to tell me that, oh, she can do only this thing. I don't want to tell myself that, oh, you can do only this thing. I just want to have fun and just get away. I just want to chill. I'm not like too tensed about ki, oh, I think my graph needs to be like that and my graph needs to be like that. Not at all. I'm just having fun, and I just want to live different lives. That is it.
And also you managed to not get into the entire trap of, what is the brand Radhika want to do? Like you always said, right? Like they keep saying that, right?
Plays a really important role in this. I still remember, so Pataka had released and Madhu was about to release, and I had come to the dubbing studio to dub something for Madhu. And I told Vasan sir that, I think I need to do this kind of film, and after that kind of film. My journey needs to be like that. Radhika will do this, Radhika will do that. And he scolded me like how? He made me sit down and he was like, what is wrong with you? why are you thinking about all of this? I still remember that conversation, but because it had a lot of impact on me and it changed the way how I viewed my journey or the films that I chose. I was too serious about myself because I didn't want to lose on to the opportunities that I was getting because of the things that I had done in the past. And he just made me sit down and he was like, what is wrong with you? Why do you want to get into this trap? And I'm so glad that he did because I feel really liberated right now. I just want to do good work and just enjoy myself. That is all I want to do. I just want to act. I don't want to think about myself as a brand.
Chandan, I feel like you've been silently and very strongly doing roles that have had, very interesting impacts in films. And you continue to do so. So I want to understand, for actors who really are still stuck in that entire bubble of, am I getting enough role in a thing? What would you suggest to them? And what have you been through eventually to come to this kind of security?
Like you said, obviously the times have changed since pandemic, a year and a half. A lot of other kind of work is happening. Like right now we are here for Netflix doing an anthology. I mean, when I made my debut with Kamine, there were only films and just films. And there were roles. And in films, then there were roles. So I did those films for those roles, sometimes for the experiences. Like, like I was telling some time back, I came to act just to act. I never made any conscious decisions to ऐसा बनना है, वैसा बन जाऊंगा, ऐसा कर दूंगा. वैसा I'm too lazy for that also as a bomb. But so I came for the idea of acting. I came to enjoy the process of acting, learn, unlearn. Like working with the Subhash guy, working with the Rishi Kapoor, working with Irfan Khan, working with Nawaz, working with Harsh, get to know Harsh's dad, or Aishwarya Rai. I mean, all these gamut of stars and actors, which I've read about while I was growing up when I had nothing to do with art cinema or commercial cinema. Yeah. I grew up watching like a film like Andha Kanun or a Mr. India and Nagina, I got introduced to Woody Allen when I was probably 26. When my girlfriend of mine, she told me, you don't know Woody Allen? You don't know who Peter Sellers is? Oh my God. All right.
Oh, so cute. Hi. So cute.
Sorry. I love it, yeah.
That's more too.
Yeah.
So ये सब जैसे अभी राधिका भी बता रहे थे, आपने जो सवाल उनको पूछा, ये सब धारणाएं धीरे धीरे as I went along like a ball down the hill, I kept picking up. I gathered moss on the way. तो कुछ डिसाइड नहीं किया, नए नए लोग, नए नए सितारे, नई नई कहानियां, बड़े बड़े डायरेक्टर, उनके साथ उठना बैठना कि अगर इस्माइल दरबार कहीं गाना कहीं रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं और सुभाष जी ने मुझे बुला लिया कि आ जाओ यहाँ मिलने, तो दरबार साहब को 3 घंटे म्यूजिक रिकॉर्ड करते हुए देखना, क्योंकि मैं उनकी फिल्में जब मैं कॉलेज में था तो मैंने हम दिल ले चुके सनम देखी थी. मैं इकोनॉमिक्स में फेल हो गया लेकिन भाग के मैं फिल्म देखने चला गया था. इस तरह के मेरे दिमाग में बस यही सब घूमते रहता है, मजे मस्ती, इससे मिल लिया, उसके साथ थोड़ी मस्ती कर ली. सॉरी फॉर दैट, आई डिड दैट. तो इस तरह की for me, life and acting has been just part of that, learning on the way, on some experience. That's it.
Your character is extremely worried about how his cool image is going to be disrupted because he has to go and endorse some apparently shady brands and do other shady stuff. And he's also seen like bribing officials by saying, I'm an actor and I can do this for you and stuff. Tell me, have you had that discussion with yourself when it comes to endorsing brands about how the persona that you've tried to create might be disrupted? And also, have you used your star power in situations to get out of it?
First of all, with respect to star power, I have none. So that's...
you can't say I'm Varrdhan Kapoor, so give me like an extra.
No. Yeah, and the star power, there's very little. And secondly, what was the first part of the question is, I haven't really tried to create a persona for myself. I'm not one of those guys hangs out with my PR agency and strategizes a master plan or anything. My whole agenda in life is to try and do a film and then be out of the press as much as possible, as much as humanly possible. So, because I think there's a couple of elements to it. One is, I think your social media is something that only you are truly in control of, So when you write a caption or when you post a picture, that there's no potential for that to be interpreted in a way that you didn't intend it to happen. So which is why all of my whatever I do for myself is my social media. I often find sometimes where, and it's nobody's fault and I'm not blaming anyone, is when I speak to someone or have a freewheeling conversation, that things are not really put out there in the way that I had hoped, which does make me a bit insecure, because I really don't want to be perceived as someone that I'm not, and with respect to brands is, I'd be lucky, first of all, if brands wanted to work with me, but I'd also like to kind of work with brands, I think that kind of have like a synergy with who I am and what I bring and represent, which is what I've kind of tried to do with my movies as well. Is just to try, and I've always tried to do films that I would like to watch, and maybe people can say that's a bit self-indulgent, but I don't think being indulgent is a bad thing. I think it's a great thing, because you're being your true self, so yeah, I think that would be my answer to that.
You feel your words are often misconstrued when you're talking to someone? You feel that doesn't come across?
No, I mean, I think it's normal, right? I mean, you have a freewheeling conversation with somebody, they ask you 50 questions, answer 50 questions. Maybe something comes out wrong, or maybe it kind of goes into print wrong, with one thing that you said being like this huge thing now suddenly. And, so it's like you sit down and talk to a friend, there's a certain context to the conversation, right? Everything is not a headline, so that's kind of, that's just the way that I am, I'm very transparent, and what you see is what you get, so maybe I'm not the best person to kind of build a second image or I'm just harsh, and that's how I've always been. So
I've got the context to this. This is because of what you said about Katrina.
No, this is not.
No?
No, this is not what I said.
Because that's the only thing I felt like, why would he misconstrue? Is he talking about that?
I'm saying even ever since the start of my career, I've been very, I mean, you like you don't see me on like paparazzi pages, or you don't see me like float articles and that whole thing, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, which is not who I am, and the thing is, because I do such less, like I go on talk shows and all so less, and I don't really read tabloid gossip, and Radhika and Vasan and Akansha, they know me a little bit, they'll tell you that. I have no idea what's happening. I swear, I promise, I have no idea. So sometimes I think that there are things that, I can say, but maybe I can't say. And it's a, you never really know what to say, what not to say. It's a thin line. Yeah. And I'm not that kind of guy, I'm not like trying to offend anyone or anything. So
thank you. And all the best, Team Spotlight. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you, Chandan. Thank you, everybody here. And thank you so much. Bye.